What's going on? What's going on? This is Mike, aka Phil Jones, coming to you guys live in effect as always. And this is another episode of the Extraordinary Man Podcast. I'm so happy to be here and I'm glad to be able to put out some more content for you guys to consume on this day. I was going to go outside to shoot this, but outside of the rain, outside costs you about $150 every time you go outside. So I'm going to go ahead and stay inside today. Anyway, so today I want to talk about something. I want to be real brief about it. Am I the prize? A concept that is oftentimes discussed by both men and women across the spectrum about who is the prize in a relationship. What are we looking for in these relationships and how we're interpreting if we're interpreting it properly. So, my philosophy is this. And after just like looking at a series of different philosophies, I came to the realization of a couple of key points. I want to share a couple of them with you. Number one is when you're in a relationship or when you're pursuing a relationship and you're looking for somebody to have this unconditional aspect of love or admiration for you, a lot of times we can misconstrue what that is. Now, I heard somebody say this on an earlier podcast, and I completely agree with it. I'm sorry I don't have it in front of me for the direct quote, but I wanted to take from that and kind of expand on it. So when I get the direct quote, I'll go ahead and I'll add it in. Your parents, their love for you is unconditional. And what unconditional means is that the way that they love you is based off of your mere existence. A lot of what is portrayed out here is that we want people to love us that same kind of way. What does that mean? Generally, what that means is I want to be loved regardless of accountability, regardless of what it is that I bring to the table, regardless of whatever qualities or qualifying factors that I have. I should just be loved because I exist. I think that that's one of the things that gets misconstrued and misunderstood a lot when it comes down to how men and women operate in the dating market. One of the things that I do say is after all the things that I've seen as far as different content and just, in life in general, when it comes down to people, one of the issues that I see that happens that's a reoccurring situation is that people don't feel that love should come with a set of standards unless you're on the opposing side. Meaning that I, as a man, sometimes have an issue with I expect this from my woman, but it shouldn't be expected of me, and vice versa. Like a lot of times when I hear women say things like, oh, well, what do I bring to the table? Or I am the table. Well, guess what? In some situations, I guess, depending on the guy, that could be fine. But guess what? When it comes down to anything that I would do for my daughter, that's what I would do for my daughter, regardless of what she does. But I would never send my daughter out here into the world to assume that a man should be held to the same standard of what I do. Because what I do is based solely on the fact that she exists. What he does or what he will do for her is based off of what value she provides to his life. And the same thing is on the male spectrum, is that when you're raising a son, you're raising a son under the understanding that no matter what, that is your son. You created him. But he should not go out into the world and expect to be treated the same way that a mother or a father would treat you when entering into the world, dating and otherwise. So I'm going to give you guys a quote that I picked up, and this is something I heard Mike Tyson say in a interview with Lil Boosie. I just wanted to go ahead and draw it back. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the music. And I'm going to briefly play this for you. It's about 3 minutes long. So if you guys can bear with me just long enough to hear what's going on, I greatly appreciate it. Let me go ahead and get it pulled up for you guys. And just hear what he had to say. And I think that what he had to say was actually very powerful in a way, but that already depends on if you actually are listening to what's being said here. So let me go ahead and play the clip.
You know why we have women and why men have women? To make us realize that we're men. You know? And, you just need to think about yourself. Listen, I'm 54 and this is what I realize. And I mean, if a man's not intimidated of his wife or a little bit afraid, that means he's not living his life right. Or his partner, or her partner, whatever it is. Just if they're not like, if they're not a little bit intimidated or afraid, it's because they're not living their life right. And that's what I listen. So we think like I'm an idiot.
How many times you been married, man?
3 times.
3 times?
Yeah. But it's my mother's love. That's what you want. That's all we want. Any woman that we associate with because they remind us of our mother.
I want y'all to hear what he's saying right here. This is the important part.
Even though subconsciously, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. She could be educated, but could have been a slut, but she had the personality of your mother, something about her. That's the only reason I like you anyway, because I'm attracted to my mother and you had that characteristic.
Right. My first love, I fell in love with her because if I got sick, she used to console me like my mother. She was the only motherfucker could heal me like my mother. And it wouldn't. This ain't on no sex. This was just on some.
Listen, I know you said no sex, but know why it didn't work? Because of sex. You know what I mean? We look for our mother and our lover, but our mother could never be our lover because our lover would never love us like our mother. She's not in her. It's not in no woman to love us like our mother loves us. It's not in her. Don't care how much the slave she, don't care how many people she fuck for you, bring in the money. It's not in her to love you like your mother loves you. Eventually she'll turn her back on you.
That's crazy.
Eventually she'll turn on you, nigga. You treat her like a dog, she turn on you.
Love her like your mother loves you. That's a song.
Yeah, listen. Listen, hey.
It ain't in her to love her like your mother.
Hey. I listen to
man, that's some real shit.
I listen to I look at my
that's
wife.
That's why you can't, man. Nigga, that's why she could.
I look at my wife. They don't take shit. Listen. Both my ex-wife.
Oh, Mike, I gotta. Hey, Mike, I gotta tell somebody that.
No, you ain't listen.
That's why, bro.
No, I'm gonna tell you something.
It wasn't in her to love her like my mama loved me.
Not in her.
Yeah, it wasn't in her. It wasn't in her, man.
Know why? Know why? Because her survival, even though she does everything she does for you. Listen, everything she does for you is for her survival. Everything your mother do for you is for your survival. Now listen. That's great. Listen, can I tell you something? It's not over, nigga. Right? I just want you to know it's not over.
I want y'all to think about what y'all just heard. When it comes down to, and again, it's like, I don't think that's exclusive to just mothers, but I think that that's parents in general. When it comes down to the love that I give to my child is for my child's survival. But when a man is looking for a woman, he's looking for somebody that is going to bring him something essential so that he can provide the type of life for her that he sees fit. And what a woman would do for her child is not the same thing that she would do for her husband. And it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be held to the same standard as your mother or as your father in a relationship. So when it comes down to that concept of, oh, I'm the prize, are you the prize, who's the prize? The prize is the person or the group of people who can meet each other, who fit those pieces that I need. You both are the prize. If you can look past yourself for the greater good of building that thing that you guys have. No one person is the prize. I understand what the Bible says and I understand how it's loosely interpreted, but the prize is the covenant. The prize is the relationship. The prize is the peace, the harmony, the creation that comes from the building of that relationship. And both people have to be actively involved in making sure that that thing comes to fruition. So anyway, that was my take on this, and I just wanted to go ahead and shed a little bit of light on the concept. If anybody has any thoughts on it, likes, comments, concerns, please, by all means, make sure you guys leave comments, share, subscribe to the channel. Anyway, that's my time, guys. Phil Jones, Mike Jones, and have you guys know me personally, professionally, and I am part of the Extraordinary Men Podcast. Peace.